Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Mr. Robot. Last time on Mr. Robot, we had EPS 2.9 underscore Python dash part PT1, dot P7Z. Let's see. There was a kind of confusing interview with Angela for White Rose. I mean, obviously White Rose was learning stuff about Angela, but it was a very weird setup, all things considered. We don't know if Angela is alive or dead. Meanwhile, it's possible that Tyrell is alive. We actually don't have confirmation. Even though we saw the man, Elliot is not sure if he's actually meeting Tyrell or if this is in his head. So, yeah. At the very least, there is some form of Tyrell back. So, yay. Also, it's, what is today? April 26th. I am already tired of wearing this hoodie, but I'll do it. I'll wear this friggin' hoodie for the bit, even though it's getting warm and it's getting humid, and it's going to be very, very difficult to keep this bit going, but I'll do it. For you. Today's the finale. Today is the Season 2 finale. We'll be halfway through the show with this one. Which is actually kind of crazy, the more I think about it, like, oh yeah, this is about the halfway point of the show. I mean, maybe episode-wise it's not exactly half, but season-wise, this is the halfway point, and that just kind of seems weird to me, like, oh man, I feel like we just started Mr. Robot, and we're already halfway done. I guess just because it's a shorter show than I'm used to, you know? I mean, for God's sake, I watch Doctor Who and JoJo. Those shows go on forever, you know? But yes, we are on the finale of Season 2. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get started on this episode of Mr. Robot. Here we go.
We might just want the same thing, and I need to be involved.
I'm pretty positive you're dead wrong about that, my friend.
Nah.
I don't think there's anything we could possibly agree on.
Man, I want to know more about that.
Seems you've been very busy lately.
Oh my gosh, we're going to learn more about that, aren't we?
We might just want the same thing, and I need to be involved.
I'm pretty positive you're dead wrong about that, my friend.
Oh!
I don't think there's anything we could possibly agree on.
So that's what it looks like.
I don't know what game you're playing, but I suggest you cut the bullshit.
If there's nothing else, I think we're done here.
Aren't you forgetting that I know your dirty little secret? There are people close to you that wouldn't be happy if they knew.
That's right, the secret.
So much depends upon a red wheelbarrow, glazed with rainwater, beside the white chickens. My father used to say that to me all the time as a child.
Huh.
It was the only English he knew. I use it as a reminder. A reminder of him, and a reminder of what I never want to become.
Sure, we rely on them. Trust they accurately portray the real world around us. But what if the haunting truth is they can't? That what we perceive isn't the real world at all,
No.
but just our mind's best guess.
Oh. Man, don't even get
That
me
all
started
we
on that
really
stuff.
have is a garbled reality.
You want to take your jacket off, hon?
Hey.
Don't call me hon.
Alright, Darlene made it.
I just meant you have some blood on there. I had some too on my shirt.
I know, it's on my fucking jacket.
Whose blood was that, though?
I'm sorry for the loss.
I invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination, respectfully decline to answer any of your questions.
Cisco died.
I know you guys were close.
Man, I feel bad. I was starting to like him.
You keep trying to invoke the Fifth Amendment, but there's this thing called the Patriot Act that a bunch of people signed into law. Do you know what that means? It means that you are not on some TV show.
Nah. I love when
This
shows
isn't
say
on
that.
Notice.
This is Mr.
There are no
Robot.
blue skies for you out there.
Oh. It was Scott Knowles. He's been sending the gifts?
So,
The morning I learned that I was promoted to CTO, I get the call. Price wanted to hold an event that night to announce my position. I couldn't be any happier.
Man, remember back then?
And then Sharon walked in.
Season 1.
She had found out a month ago she was pregnant. This is gonna end up being the best day of my life. After the funeral, I didn't know why. I couldn't understand how I could gain and lose everything in one fell swoop.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Jesus. The crazy tragedy we just witnessed.
You pussy.
Oh. Oh shit.
Piece of shit.
Oh.
I hope you rot in hell like your wife. You're mourning a woman who, after she found out she was pregnant, was gonna fuck my husband's brains out. I'm glad she's dead.
Oh.
Her and her fetus corpse.
Oh my god. Fucking Joanna, man. Fucking hardcore.
That child's lucky to be
God,
dead.
she's still going. Jesus Christ. But she's prepared for this shit. Maybe not. That looks pretty serious. That's a bit more than she's used to.
Remember that movie? I used to love it growing up.
Oh no.
It's not really scary, but gory. You know how those two things aren't really the same?
Did everyone in New Jersey like this movie?
What do you think?
Well, damn it, man. I'm still looking.
They're planning something. Mr. Robot, Tyrell, Dark Army, and White Rose are in cahoots to plan something big.
Yeah.
And the worst part? They all think it's me. They all think I'm the ringleader.
Yeah.
The one in charge.
But you're not.
And I have no idea what it is.
This place is Mount Olympus.
Oh my god.
We are prime.
Ugh.
I thought we were gonna have to deal with multiple facilities, but they're making it easier for us by moving it all to one.
This is where the paper records are going. They're
All the
trying to
paper
rebuild the
records
database,
are going to
titles
one
and
building.
deeds.
Malicious firmware repeatedly re-engages the UPS auto-transformer, creating a spark to ignite an explosion.
To destroy all the records.
There are enough batteries to produce enough hydrogen gas to level the building.
When you hacked
Okay.
we made it possible for us to infect them.
I coded that femto cell malware for Darlene, but it wasn't supposed to be for this.
The conference call leak, I must admit, it's quite cute. Nice distraction.
That wasn't even him.
But this is for us.
Ah, shit. There he is.
All of us.
Then you saw Scott coming down from the stairwell leading to the roof.
Okay.
He was disheveled, out of breath, sweaty. You were about to ask him if he needed anything. But he was in such a hurry, he left without saying a word.
Okay.
What are you talking about? I didn't see anything like that.
Yes, you did.
No.
Yes.
I remember because...
This is how we win.
Get Scott arrested for the murder of his own wife.
This is how we punish him.
Of course, babe, I love you.
This poor guy.
So we sat back and waited. They call it the Python approach. And then Romero's death made you all scurry. Funny enough, you thought Dark Army was involved. But as it turns out, it was just a stray bullet from a neighbor next door. Freak accident.
Really?
Let's go, ready or not.
Sister.
'Cause there's a flame.
Two men at the center.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
What is all the way?
This is where we get into trouble. You're meant to know only as much as you can handle.
When you wander outside of your realms, when we end up fighting.
Nah. He can only know so much.
Are you distracting me right now?
From what's over there.
You do that and everything we worked for is gone.
Elliot, I am warning you.
This isn't what I want. I want it shut down.
This was your idea.
No, it was his idea.
Leave the computer alone. He's not gonna let you do this, trust me.
Oh God.
This is just another of Mr. Robot's mind tricks.
Tyrell?
No.
Elliot, I don't want to shoot you, but I will.
Elliot, listen to him.
Mr. Robot has shot him before. Did he actually get shot? Or is it still in his mind? Okay. It is real. Because he's blinking out.
We couldn't let anyone stop this. Including us.
Wait, don't. Don't you... Oh.
Thanks for staying with us, Kodaites. There's a lot to get to tonight.
Now we're here.
Don't let anyone near him. I should be the first person he sees when he wakes up.
Now Angela was talking to Tyrell.
Tyrell, you did what needed to be done.
Right, looks like there might be an after credits scene, so I'll let it keep playing.
Oh, wait.
Frederick.
Seriously, Frederick?
No.
What if we could? This might work.
And also, it might not.
No, they're back.
Take enough risk for one lifetime.
Don't want to live here.
Oh, come on. It's nice out here. You know, look, no more bad winters. Hardly rains. That's great.
Oh, they both went to Arizona.
Yeah, it means we could potentially undo this whole thing.
Undo?
Put everything back the way it was.
Yeah, I just had a quick question. Do you have the time?
Oh, shit. Okay. Alright. That was season 2. So Tyrell is back. Elliot has been shot. Not killed, but shot. Angela's in on it. Darlene is not in on it. I guess. Presumably. Although if you told me before that last scene if Angela was in on it, I'd probably tell you no. And Dom at least knows, like, they know everyone, you know? And Romero was just killed by a stray bullet. This season reminds me a lot of Attack on Titan Season 2. ironically, both of these were the second season of their shows. This was weird as all get out, and I feel like maybe we'll be back to, well, not back to normalcy, but maybe things will be slightly less weird in the next season. Like, this season was surreal, man. Like, it felt like a completely different show, yet still the same show we had, you know? I guess that's because last season 1 was, you know, I guess it was more... I guess because it was more of the fight against E-Corp and stuff, eventually leading to the 5-9 hack. And then this season is really just chaos, you know? Like, if these seasons got subtitles, like a subtitle, then this should be Season 2, Chaos. And you know, I also thought, like, another thing about this season is that it's definitely the... Like, if this is a chess game, this is definitely when we just have to stop and we just have to move some pieces around. Are we doing anything big? No, we're not taking out, you know, we're not taking out the bishop or the queen or anything like that and eventually taking out the king. No, this is really just like, okay, we had... Season 1 was, we got started, we got things ready, but Season 2, like, okay, we need to just move some pieces around, you know? That's what this season feels like. And because it was that on both sides, nobody has an advantage, nobody, like, is just sort of this strange back and forth chaos, you know? Oh. Notes, I guess. I still feel like, you know, we said, I think it was 2 episodes ago when we said, like, you know, a lot of things happened, but they're very hard to actually describe. I feel like we've got some of that going on here, you know? Like, again, pieces were moved, but nothing, like... I don't want to say, like, nothing major happened, but there weren't... We didn't take out, like, the bishop or the queen or something like that. This was still pieces being moved into place, you know? So... the first thing to talk about is Elliot and Tyrell's meeting, which, you know, we had originally seen Mr. Robot's side of that, basically, where he, you know, it was him. I like seeing... This is the first time we've legitimately seen what it looks like from the outside when Mr. Robot is in control of the body, you know? Because otherwise we never see that. It will always just switch to Mr. Robot. And I like because, you know, obviously, you know, it's still Elliot, it's still, you know, Rami Malek, but I like how he does a good job at being Elliot imitating Christian Slater, you know? Like, because they're both doing the, you know, that couldn't be further from the truth, you know? They both do that thing, and it's almost identical. The only thing that's different is that it's 2 different actors, you know? But the performance is near identical, so I like that. I like seeing Rami Malek get to be Mr. Robot, you know? I thought that was really cool. But there is... Elliot apparently does have some dirty little secret, which they never fully explain. You know, obviously, yes, they have the whole thing with Phase 2, but I don't think that's really the dirty little secret, you know? So there is something going on there that we're going to have to get more of later. I also wrote down the red wheelbarrow. Excuse me. It's not a wheelbarrow, but you know what I mean. That was interesting. That little poem, and Tyrell saying, like, that's the only English my father knew. And it's an interesting poem because it's like, you know, so many things depend on this one wheelbarrow, you know? I guess, and he says, like, I use that as a reminder of what I never want to become. You know, like, now, I guess I'm not sure. Does that mean he never wants to become like his father, or he never wants to become just the red wheelbarrow, just a small little piece doing its thing, but still that big? Or does he want to be the big at the top? Which, I mean, he does want to be the big at the top. He keeps saying, you know, we are gods, you know? So it's all tricky, basically. But it was a very interesting poem. Oh, the dog got up. What are you doing? It's 11:30 in the morning. Nobody's home. Anyway. Let's see. So, confirmation, Cisco is dead. Cisco is dead, however, Darlene is alive. So there's at least that. What are you doing? You go lie down. Anyway. So yeah, Cisco is dead, which, I mean, it makes sense because, you know, obviously Dom and Darlene probably had the best, you know, view of this shooter coming towards them. Granted, you would think Darlene would be, you know, looking at Dom, but the target was Cisco, not Darlene. So it makes sense that Cisco was the one that ended up getting killed, which is unfortunate, 'cause I actually was starting to like him. You know, like, he was kind of getting a bit more interesting, so it's entirely unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? And the whole thing with the Python method was very interesting. So again, I'm not sure though. Maybe I missed it, like what it actually all means, and maybe you guys can like tell me in the comments to sort of clear it up. But obviously they know, you know, we've been thinking, okay, they don't know about Elliot, they don't know anything, they're trying to get information out of Darlene. But then it's not. They do know all of this. They know Tyrell, they know Angela, they know Trenton and Mobley, they know Elliot, they know all of this. And I guess basically, like, it was more or less confirmed when they all, as Dom puts it, they all scurried after Romero died because they thought it was the Dark Army, you know? So yeah, that was really, really interesting. And the confirmation that Romero was just killed by a stray bullet, which is crazy, you know? That it wasn't the Dark Army, it was just a freak accident that he ended up dying. But that sort of led the FBI straight to them, you know? His death allowed the FBI to get as close as they are now. So that's pretty interesting. And I just like that entire, you know, just every conversation between Dom and Darlene, you know? Like, I like stuff like that, you know, you kind of get this on Breaking Bad as well, where it's like, okay, here's, you know, this officer, basically, and how do they deal with, you know, these people they're interrogating? And you see that a lot with Hank Schrader on Breaking Bad. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, he'll be interviewing someone, and then Saul Goodman walks in as the lawyer and tells them, you know, get out of there. But that didn't happen here. But still, just, I like that. I always like that sort of back and forth of, like, you know, trying to outsmart each other between the investigator and the person being interrogated, basically. Like, I always like that sort of stuff. Because, yeah, Darlene has a good point. It's like, okay, this is all an act to try to, you know, make me like you so that I'll start spilling everything. And so she has to keep protected. So Dom has to work, not only, like, she has to work to do that, but also to make sure that she doesn't seem like she's doing that, you know? Like, there's just a whole back and forth between that. So I really did like that dynamic. But at the end, we did get Darlene going and seeing what the whole thing was about, you know? So, in a sense, you could say, I suppose, Dom won that, but, you know, got her to open up slightly, at least enough to go and see all that stuff. But still, the back and forth on that was really, really good. I really liked that. let's see. We can talk about... Okay, so despite the fact that Tyrell is alive, he hasn't been sending gifts to... He hasn't been sending gifts to Joanna. That was Scott Knowles this whole time. And so the night... So he became CTO of E-Corp, and then... And then Sharon realized, I guess, that Sharon told him that she was pregnant. And then, on that night, Tyrell killed her and their unborn child. Oh, and so because of that, I guess because Tyrell isn't there to receive all this, hatred, Scott did that to Joanna, gave her hope so he could step on it. But then, even then, he gave up. He's just broken. Honestly, it was a real tragedy, because we haven't seen Scott in a while, yeah, he was big in season 1, but in season 2, he's only gotten a little bit of a cameo where it's fuck you and your kid, and you're not getting the pension and shit. And that was it. So to see this complete tragedy unfold with him was crazy. And then fucking Joanna, man, I swear to God, this woman, this is not, I feel, okay, what, hold on, what's the name of the guy, her boyfriend, Derek? You'd think I'd be able to remember that, but yeah, Derek, fucking Derek, man, I feel bad for him, because, dude, you need to get in a better relationship, man, but the thing is, if he tries to get out of this relationship, I'm concerned for his safety now. Jesus Christ, I can't believe, she just went off, fuck you and your unborn child, and you, and all your shit, and your wife, and fuck you, and then, oh my gosh, and she kept doing it while she was being assaulted, Jesus Christ, Joanna, she's still, while she was being choked out, she was still fuck you and your fucking kid, and your wife. Oh, you pussy, oh, Jesus Christ. And then just immediately, okay, well, yeah, she got beaten, but she immediately knows, okay, I know exactly how to get this guy taken down, and he's going to, basically, she's going to get him arrested for the murder of his own wife. Jesus, man. Fucking Joanna, man, just, I swear, that's the thing, when we have this whole thing about, the Dark Army, Tyrell, and Mr. Robot and White Rose, they all, they're planning something big, and now the dog's barking. Okay. Hold up. Darby, what are you doing? Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Amazon guy showed up and delivered a package, so dog had to bark at him. Anyway, so, when they say, okay, Mr. Robot, Tyrell, White Rose, and the Dark Army, they're all concocting this huge plan, I honestly feel like Joanna should be in there somewhere, because she is so evil and so conniving and brilliant that I feel like she has to be the mastermind, even though obviously she's not. It's this is a person who should be the head villain, this is insanity, man. Oh my goodness gracious. Anyway, phase 2 is to destroy all the paper records, which, to be fair, that was the purpose of Steel Mountain, wasn't it? Was to destroy all the backups, which basically to complete the hack, Because if E-Corp can get all their paper records, then they can recover from the hack that happened. So, but all the paper records are being gathered into one place, and using the femtocell that he hacked, he set up for Darlene, they're going to destroy everything in there. But this is where it pushes past Elliot, because that was the thing, was that, last season we had, the conflict with Mr. Robot. He wanted to just kill people, and Elliot didn't. Now, obviously, we know that those is just a war in his own mind. But it's the same thing here, that this is enough to level this building. People will be in there and they will die, this is a serious attack, But yeah, that is phase 2. And because Tyrell is such a devout believer now, he will make sure that nothing stands in the way, even Elliot. And Mr. Robot said that too, basically. You know, nothing can stand in our way, including us, which is crazy. And yeah, Mr. Robot, I mean, he was right. Tyrell is real. Tyrell was not part of Elliot's mind, and he ended up shooting Elliot. Didn't kill him, but did shoot him. So, because that was the thing, was that you were kind of waiting like, okay, well, if this is real, then Mr. Robot should be knocking out at some point. And then he started blinking, but Tyrell didn't. That's the confirmation that Tyrell is real. So, and then, I don't know, Angela's involved in this. Maybe, I guess she probably wasn't involved in this the whole time, but I would imagine she got on board after talking with White Rose, you know? I imagine that's where that really came in. So yeah. Angela will be there when Elliot wakes up. So yeah, this is all so crazy. And then the last thing I wrote down is undo. There's a chance to undo this all, but Trenton and Mobley are now being, well, they're now in contact with Leon. I did have to just, look and see what the character's name was again. So yeah, Leon has found Trenton and Mobley, and yeah, I have no idea what we're going to be doing now. Yeah. This is crazy. This is all very crazy. Good news, Tyrell. And that's that. So, oh boy, it was a heck of a finale, I have to say, for a very, very strange season. This really does feel like Attack on Titan Season 2, where shit just happens, and you just have to go with it and hope to God that Season 3 will help you, you know? And so, let's hope to God that Season 3 will help us. We'll have to see. But that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Mr. Robot reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.